Hello students, welcome to the session on Geography Through Maps 2018. As you are aware, every year we release these videos on the basis of current affairs of the last 1 year. But as I keep telling, it's important for you to see last year Geography Through Maps video once, because some issues which are relevant from last 1 year may also be asked. That is, in total, if you can see 2 years Geography Through Maps videos, that should be beneficial. So after a brief introduction, I just want you people to know that we are starting Geography Optional Test Series and also other mains test series. So whoever is interested to join, you can actually contact us in this website. You'll get the courses, and if you have any other queries, you can contact me directly, and my mail ID is fine. So guys, let's see what are the important issues in this particular year. As you're all aware, Korea is in news for multiple reasons, and Korean crisis may be asked in world history, or it may be asked in post-independence India, where India had some specific role when it comes to Korean crisis, where India's relationship with US and USSR were determined by this. But from Geography Through Maps point of view, what is it that we need to see? Here, I want you to know a simple concept, that is, what separates North Korea and South Korea. Most of us, we are aware that it is 38th parallel. Correct. But here I want you to know it's not exactly 38th parallel which separates. If you look carefully, you can actually observe it's not a straight line as I showed. It is like this. Initially it was 38th parallel. Later the shape was changed like this after the crisis. Now what is this particular zone? We call it as military demarcation zone. Right? So this is very, very important for you. Second important aspect, don't just see North Korea having border with South Korea. We also have to see North Korea's border with China and also with Russia. North Korea has border with 3 countries, South Korea, China and also Russia. So if I say China, so let me show you a river which actually separates North Korea and China. You can see here Yalu River. Yes, on the western side of North Korea and China, we actually observe a river, Yalu River. It actually separates North Korea from China. But on the eastern side, that is the other side, we have another river. I could not get a proper picture of that. So if you see the other most important river on the western side, which not only separates North Korea from China, but it also separates North Korea with Russia. So which is that particular river? That is your Tumen River, right? So here 38th parallel, usually if 38th parallel is there, that you should accept. Or with South Korea, you would call it as military demarcation zone, or you also call it as armistice line. Very, very important for you. Yes, so you have Yalu River and Tumen River, which separates Russia, China and North Korea. Right? This is one important aspect. Second important aspect, armistice line or military demarcation line or 38th parallel which separates North Korea from South Korea. These two are very, very important for you. Is that fine? So once we see this, we also have to see some oceans and seas which actually separate Korean Peninsula. You can see Sea of Japan, right? Korean Strait which separates Korean Peninsula and Japan. And it is also important for you to see Japan is in between Sea of Japan and Pacific Ocean. And let me just complete Japan as well. Can you see here there are few islands which are actually disputed between Japan and Russia. Recently, Japan and Russia have signed an agreement to ensure that this dispute is resolved, right? So this is also important for you. So I'm telling you guys, here Korean Peninsula is very, very important. I have already told you this boundary, right? Yalu River. Here you have another river, Tumen River, right? In between you have some mountain peak, and the mountain peak name is Paitu Mountain. I don't know how you pronounce it actually. Then you have these islands which were disputed between Japan and Russia. Is that fine? I hope this area is clear. Please ensure you're reading them carefully. Once in a while, Japan is an interesting continent. Sorry, cut this here. Once in a while, Japan is an interesting country for India. So if any question comes, one thing is they may ask you about the 4 major islands: Hokkaido, Honshu, Shikoku, Kyushu. And you also have to see some major islands which are present in these particular islands as well. Right guys? 1, Japan you see. 2nd, you see the disputed territory. 3rd, Korean Peninsula. If all these 3 is clear, let's quickly get into the next important area, that is South China Sea. I know that I have already dealt about South China Sea, but I want you to know a simple concept here, that this issue is in news from last 2 to 3 years, but UPSC has not asked any question from this directly. So high possibility you may get a question here. So when I say South China Sea dispute, you should be aware that we are talking about the 9 dashed line. Can you see the red lines here? These are the 9 dashed line between China and other countries. China claims this as theirs, whereas international community, UNCLOS, and the other countries like Vietnam, Philippines, Indonesia and all, they usually say that the boundary is this. So can you see there is huge variation here? Both the countries or within this region, several countries have different claims, right? So 9 dashed line is disputed in which sea? South China Sea. And when we talk about East China Sea, we usually talk about air defense identification zone. So what is disputed in East China Sea is air defense identification zone. What is disputed in South China Sea is 9 dashed line. So right, this is very, very important for you. Then which are the islands which are actually disputed? They are your, Spratly Islands, Scarborough and Paracel Islands. These are actually disputed between China, Vietnam, Philippines and all. So please be careful with these particular territories. So the countries which actually border the South China Sea are, you have China, Taiwan, right? Philippines, Brunei, right? Malaysia. Singapore may also be considered by few websites. Vietnam, yes. So Indonesia to some extent. So these are some of the countries which has border with South China Sea. So see carefully this: China, Taiwan, Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, Philippines, right? Few people consider Indonesia and few don't. So if they don't give Indonesia, don't think. But if they give, they may give an island which is actually associated. So by that you have to locate. Fine? Yeah. So in this picture, it will be clear for you that if you see Sumatra and all, they may be considered as having a bit boundary with the South China Sea. Is that fine? Now after seeing this, the next issue that we need to see with respect to China and ASEAN countries is string of pearls theory. Yes, string of pearls is already in news from many years, but this year China has actually added few more ports. Because of that, it's very important for you to see them. Along with that, I expect a question where UPSC will not ask you string of pearls, where they may give you a country's name and they may give you a port and they may ask you to match it correctly. The reason for this is India is also countering China by having its own ports, while China is having ports in different countries. So it's very important for us to ensure that both these are met. So if you see this, right, Hong Kong, Shanghai and many other ports of China, right? Can you see here? You have Strait of Malacca and then comes Kyushu or Kyukyu port of Myanmar, Chittagong port in Bangladesh, Hambantota port in Sri Lanka, Malé in Maldives, Gwadar in Pakistan, yes, Port Sudan in Sudan. You also have Bagamoyo in Tanzania. You have Mombasa port in Kenya, right? You have Mombasa port in Kenya. These are some of the ports of China, right? So I'll just repeat. You have Kyushu in Myanmar, Chittagong, Bangladesh. India has also got access to this. Hambantota, Sri Lanka, port is taken care by China, whereas when we talk about India, airport is taken care by India. Malé, Maldives, Gwadar in Pakistan, Mombasa in Kenya, Bagamoyo, Tanzania, Port Sudan in Sudan. These are the ports of China. So let's see some other ports of India. So when you see Vietnam, India has got access to the Nang port. So direct question can be expected. The Nang port is in which country or which sea? It is South China Sea. Yes, who has got access to it? India. Then if you look at Singapore, Changi port is being given by Singapore to India. So which are the two? One is Changi port, another one is you have the Nang port. Is that fine? So Changi port, India has got access to the navy as well. We can go, right? We can actually get petrol or anything at any point of time near the Changi port. Very important, as it is at the junction or closer to the Strait of Malacca. So this is very important. Singapore, Changi port. Third important thing of India directly is Chabar port. I hope you recollect. India has got access to Chabar port, from where we go to Afghanistan, isn't it? So the Garland Road of Afghanistan and all, you have many other concepts. No need to worry about it. The Chabar port is important. And then recently we had a visit to Oman, and Oman has actually accepted to give DUQM, Duqm port, to India, right? So it is also closer to your Chabar port. So India is getting ports in Persian Gulf region, which is actually rich in oil and natural gas. So this is the other issue that I want you people to see. Then India also visited UAE. I want you to know here a simple concept. Can you see here? This particular part is Oman. Okay. And this is UAE. So what separates Strait of Hormuz, or I would put it the other way, Strait of Hormuz separates which two countries? It actually separates Iran and Oman. It doesn't separate Iran and UAE. Why? Here can you see this particular part where it separates is actually part of what? It is part of Oman. And the second important thing, what does it, like which two seas will it separate? It separates the Persian Gulf and it also separates the Gulf of Oman. Very important, guys. So please see this carefully. We are seeing Oman, we are seeing UAE, and we are also seeing Iran. And then I want you people to know that Djibouti is very, very important this year. For a simple reason, China, United States of America, Saudi Arabia all have plans to have their ports in Djibouti. Recently, Indian dignitaries have also went and visited Djibouti. The Chinese port in Djibouti is Obok, as it is closer to Bab el Mandab, which separates Yemen and Djibouti, or I would say it separates Red Sea and Gulf of Aden. It's very, very important for you people to locate this particular area as well. So I told you they will give you country name and port name. This year at least, some 6 to 7 new ports have been added to different countries. So high possibility they may ask you a question on these ports. So please be careful about this particular issue. As I told you, in Kenya you have Mombasa port. Then guys, we know that China has one belt, one road. I just want you to know some countries where it is passing through. Once we start from Shanghai to Xi'an, right? Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, Iran, right? Turkey, and then it wants to go to Russia, and then like this. But through rail connectivity, they want to connect China directly with Russia through Kazakhstan. So this is their one belt. And when you look at this, through South China Sea they want to go. Yes, Strait of Malacca, go to Chittagong port, Colombo, Mombasa, Mogadishu, Djibouti, I told you Obok port, Massawa, right, Suez Canal, go to Venice. So this is their alternative route. Fine. So just be careful and try to know about Chinese Silk Route as well. So you may get a question about the Chinese Silk Route, where it is passing through which countries. Just see this, that's enough. And then it's very, very important for us to see Strait of Malacca. It is actually in between Malaysia and Indonesia, right? Next aspect that you need to see is the Sunda Strait, which is in between Sumatra and Java, right? And then you may also see Lombok Strait. Why is this important? When we talk about the Malacca dilemma, where if these are blocked by any country, then China will not be getting its oil. So to counter this, China is going for China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, right, which is actually passing through the Karakoram ranges of India. So this is very, very important. As I'm telling you, if you have to go like this, to avoid this, you can actually try to go from Kashgar to Gwadar. Second important thing, through Kashgar you have one belt, through Gwadar you have one road. These two are actually connected by China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. So this is important for you. Then you're aware about the Doklam issue. As you can see in the picture, right? It is at the tri-junction. Can you see this is the point where we were actually disputing? India, Bhutan and China. Correct? Now when we see here, Nathu-La, Chumbi Valley of India is present. Gemochen of Bhutan is actually present. I want you to see this carefully. And because of this tri-junction issue, India and China are stepping up their armies, ITBPs, closer to what we call as other tri-junctions as well. So let us see which are these other tri-junctions. When you look at Nepal, you can see the Kali river which is actually moving, right? So these territories are considered as disputed between India and Nepal. And where is it? It is also present at the tri-junction of India, Nepal and China, right? Kali river is considered to be separating India and Nepal, whereas in Nepal says that this is the actual river, whereas India says that no, this is the actual river. So this is India's claim, this is Nepal's claim. Because of this, there is a dispute, and this dispute is being misused by China now by raising this issue again and again. So here you have a pass by name Lipu Lake, right? This is important. Next important thing, can you see here? Valong and Kibitu, these are the easternmost districts of Arunachal Pradesh, and here recently Indian forces have been increased because China is also coming closer here. So this is another tri-junction between India, China and Myanmar. So you have to be careful. Then you have to be aware about the Tawang, which is also a tri-junction between Bhutan, India and China. Again, a very important area. As I am telling you again and again, it's important for you to see these tri-junctions carefully. They may ask you, Tawang is in between which three countries? Valong is in between which three countries? Right? They may ask you, Kala Pani or Kali River is in between which three countries? And then they may also ask you Doklam, which is, you already know about it. And then Pangong So. Recently we observed that Chinese entered and India has also increased its forces. So these are some of the places which are actually disputed, right? So where China claims it is theirs, but actually if you see the documents and all, this belongs to India. So this is India's stance, and China claims about Daulat Beg Oldi, Barahuti, yes, and these regions. I hope this is clear. Next, China is planning for its Polar Silk Road. So when we see that, one branch of it will go towards Canada. Can you observe? The another branch will go through Russia. So as it is melting, China wants to increase its one belt, one road to polar regions as well. So what questions can be expected? Which countries border Arctic? Yes, so you can see here, China is starting here, right, through Siberia and all. Again it is going to Europe, correct? So I'll show you what we have with respect to the Arctic Council. So if we say the countries which have border with Arctic Council, we try to say the countries which are part of Arctic Council are the one which are present in the Arctic Circle. Right? Can you see Norway, Sweden, Iceland, Finland, Russia? Yes. Then you have United States, Canada, and through Greenland, actually Denmark is also having the border. And can you see this particular place, guys? Svalbard. Here, all the genes, like plant genes or seeds are being preserved so that in future if there is any problem that can be prevented. So guys, all these are very, very important for us. One, you have to see which are the countries which have border with Arctic. Second important thing you have to see is about the Polar Silk Route of China. So the next issue that we need to see is with respect to Myanmar. I want you to see Indo-Myanmar border carefully. One reason is with respect to Rohingya refugees. So Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur and Mizoram are the states which has border with Myanmar. And you have a tri-junction here as well. So can you see India, Bangladesh and Myanmar. So this is another tri-junction. This is India, Myanmar and China tri-junction. High possibility you may get a question about Indo-Myanmar border as well. So the next important So the next important issue, India from National Waterway 1, right, they want to enter into Bay of Bengal, Sitwe Port. From Sitwe Port again they want to come back to Mizoram. Very, very important issue, right? Sitwe Port is of India. Kyupchu Port, which I was telling you, is of China. From Sitwe Port we are planning to come to India. So very, very important, right? So these are some of the things that you have to see with respect to India and Myanmar. And at the border, you have a place by name More, which is the main border between India and Myanmar where trade occurs, similar to Wagah border. So, right, More border is between India and Myanmar. Then, as you're all aware, because of Jerusalem issue, Prime Minister Modi visiting Israel and many other cases, Israel is very, very important. Within Israel, you have to be aware about Jerusalem, right? Jerusalem is said to be at the border of West Bank and Israel, that is Palestine and Israel, but Israel is totally controlling Jerusalem. So this is second important area that we all have to see. I'll repeat again. I want you people to see this carefully. You have Gaza Strip, which is actually present closer to Mediterranean Sea. On the other hand, Israel has border with Dead Sea. And West Bank is not in the west, it is actually in the east. It is called West Bank because you have a Jordan River. And this is west of Jordan River, this is east of Jordan River. So west of Jordan River is your West Bank, right? And you have Golan Heights. UPSC has already asked you questions about Golan Heights. So what is the question about Golan Heights? They have asked where is Golan Heights present. They said Middle East, Asia. So if you know that, that should be more than enough, right? So we are seeing Gaza Strip, West Bank, Golan Heights, and the countries which has border with Israel, Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, right? Egypt. Very, very important for you. Anything about Israel can be asked. There are two countries, Iran and Israel, which is in news for multiple reasons. Korea, as we have already seen, we have to see this particular country in detail. Right, guys? Anything can be asked about Israel as well. Does it has border with Mediterranean? Yes. Does it has border with Gulf of Aqaba? Yes. Does it has border with Dead Sea? Yes. So these are the three seas with which Israel has border as well. One pet question of UPSC always is about ASEAN countries. Once in 2 or 3 years, somehow they ask you a question about ASEAN. And this year, all the 10 countries they visited, right? And Republic Day, right? You might have seen India has proposed a lot of things with them. And it's 25 years of relationship with them as well. So all these makes ASEAN countries very, very important. So what you should do? First, I want you to see capitals of all these countries. Arrange them from north to south or west to east. I don't have proper picture. That is the reason why I'm not showing you that. My request is this one thing I want you to see. North, south, west to east. Try to arrange the capitals. Is that fine? You also have to arrange the rivers. Irrawaddy, Salween, Chao Phraya, Mekong, all this. You have to arrange. Third important thing, arrange the countries itself. Okay, which is the easternmost, westernmost country, easternmost country, west to east, north to south. Very, very important. ASEAN, geography through maps, high possibility you may get a question, mainly because it's very, very important for India, and always UPSC has asked a question whenever relevance is there. Even about diaspora you saw in even about diaspora we got a question. So anything about ASEAN will be important for you. Yes. Next, you're all aware about Maldives, which is disputed, correct? Maldives is separated from India by 8-degree channel. And can you see, it looks like string of pearls, correct? Usually we call string of pearls for the Chinese theory, where the China is constructing ports around India. But Chinese president had actually called Maldives as string of pearls. I want you to observe Maldives carefully. You should be aware it is an atoll state. This year, I want you people to focus more on coral reefs and atolls. because Australia is in news, and also we observe Maldives is in news. So anything about these atolls or coral reefs can be asked. Next, I want you to see the Laccadive Sea, where exactly it is present and what separates Maldives from India, right? So all these are very, very important for us. The next important country that I want you people to focus is about Iran. Can you see Iran is having border with Caspian Sea? Iran is having border with Persian Gulf. Iran is having border with Gulf of Oman. Iran has some border with the Arabian Sea as well, right? And Iran, you know the nuclear agreements and all, but I'm talking from geography through maps. Iran has border with Azerbaijan. Iran has border with Armenia. Iran has border with Iraq. Iran has border with Turkey. Can you observe? But Iran doesn't have direct border with Syria. This should be clear. Iran doesn't have direct border with Saudi Arabia. But can you see Iran has border with Turkmenistan? Iran has border with Afghanistan. Iran has border with Pakistan. Very, very important. Why? Through Iran, India is planning to go to Afghanistan. Through Iran, India is planning to go to Central Asia. Through Iran, India is planning to go to Russia. Through Iran, India is planning to go to Turkey and many other countries, right? So because of all these, Iran is very, very important geographically this year. It's in news, but I would say geography of Iran is in news for multiple reasons than the other parts. The next important thing is Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Tapi pipeline, right? Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India. The pipeline actually moves like this. Again, as there is sanctions on Iran, Tapi pipeline is in news. So, very, very important for you to see Tapi pipeline this year. Next, let us take Gulf Cooperation Council. High possibility you may get a question about Gulf Cooperation Council, mainly because of Qatar crisis. So, can I say here, you have Kuwait, right? Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, UAE, Oman. These are the 6 countries, right? We say countries which have border with Persian Gulf. Arab countries. Iran is a Persian country. Iran is not Arab country. Iraq is not actually part of GCC. Apart from Iraq, all other Arab countries which has border with Persian Gulf is part of Gulf Cooperation Council. This year, high possibility you may get a question about which country is a part of Gulf Cooperation Council or something associated with that. Or if they ask you geographically, these are the countries, and all these are Sunni dominated countries. And as you are aware, the countries which are having border with Persian Gulf are the one which are oil rich. So again, from that point of view also, this is very, very important. The next important issue that we need to see is about the Ashgabat Agreement. Fine. What exactly is this? The main aim of this agreement is to connect Persian Gulf with Caspian Sea. Along with that, now they are planning to connect from Iran through Afghanistan, Pakistan, Central Asia. So we say Persian Gulf has to be connected with Central Asia and Caspian Sea, right? That is the main ambition of Ashgabat Agreement, and India is part of this. I want you to see the agreement in detail, but geographically you should be knowing what exactly are you connecting. That is the reason I told you Iran is very, very important, and the countries surrounding Iran is also important. As India is part of this treaty, India is planning to go to Iran. From Iran, we are planning to go to Caspian Sea. From Caspian Sea, we are planning to go to Russia. So this is our international north-south transport corridor. Earlier, the sea route, old north-south transport corridor is, we used to go through Baltic Sea, North Sea, right? Again, we used to go through Strait of Gibraltar, then Mediterranean, Suez Canal, and then we used to go to Strait of Bab el Mandab, and then to Mumbai. So this plan, it will be successful when India is actually part of Ashgabat Agreement. So alternative routes are also available so that India need not worry about its connectivity with Russia. The next issue that is very, very important is about Tibet. Right? So you should be aware, Tibet has border with which countries? India, Nepal, Bhutan. Yes, it has border with Myanmar. So these are the countries with which Tibet has border. Very, very important, guys. They may ask you a question about this, so please be careful. Then Canada is very, very important. The line which separates is 49-degree latitude. And Rio Grande River actually separates US and Mexico. And guys, I want you to see Vancouver and Newfoundland, Halifax, Newfoundland. These are the regions where your Labrador Current and Gulf Stream meet, and they are good in fishing. So these two are very, very important for you. Then repeatedly we are seeing Syria in news. They have already asked twice which countries have border with Mediterranean Sea. But I want you to know the countries which are actually part of Levant. What is Levant? The Asian countries which has actually border with Mediterranean Sea, where we have some Mediterranean climate. So ISIS is actually called as Islamic State in Iraq and Levant now. So which are the countries which are actually part of Levant? If you see, one is your Suez, that is Sinai Peninsula also comes under this. Gaza Strip, that is Palestine. Israel is part. Jordan is part. Syria is part. Turkey is part. So these countries, Lebanon, right? I'll repeat again. Egypt, Israel, Palestine, Jordan, Syria, yes, Turkey, Lebanon, right? These are known as Levant countries. So directly UPSC may ask you which of the following countries are known as Levant countries. The countries which has, Asian countries which has border with Mediterranean Sea. So let's take the next issue where we have to focus about the Red Sea. Very, very important this year. Yes. So Egypt is having border with Red Sea, right? Sinai Peninsula is having border. Then Sudan is having border. Eritrea is having border. Djibouti is having border. And you should be aware that Ethiopia is landlocked. Somalia, few say that they have. But if you see, this is under Gulf of Aden. Somalia comes under Gulf of Aden and Djibouti separates them. Fine. Then Yemen has border. Saudi Arabia has border. And if we talk about Jordan, Jordan do not have direct border with Red Sea, but you have here this shape, correct? This is your Gulf of Aqaba. Jordan has border to Gulf of Aqaba, and Gulf of Aqaba has opening to Red Sea. So if people consider Gulf of Aqaba as part of Red Sea, then they say Jordan and Israel also have border with Red Sea. But if you see websites, they directly say that Egypt, Sudan, Eritrea, Djibouti, Yemen, Saudi Arabia. These are the 6 countries which has border with Red Sea. But few add Jordan, Israel, Somalia as well. So I would say, see the options carefully. Wherever there is any doubt, they will not ask such doubts. They may ask Syria has border with Red Sea. They may ask Ethiopia has border with Red Sea. They may ask Kenya has border with Red Sea. So something outside they try to ask you, it will be easy for you to predict. So let me take Gulf of Aqaba through Sinai Peninsula. Egypt has border with this. Saudi Arabia has border with this. Jordan has border with this. Israel has border with this. As we are seeing Red Sea, just see Gulf of Aqaba as well. Yeah. Then Germany is in news. France visits were there. So I want you to see Germany, France, right? So the river which actually separates them is Rhine River. You have Vosges Mountains on one side, Black Forest on the other side. And when we talk about European coal and steel community with the help of Brexit, if we have to see, the first organization which was formed was European Coal and Steel Community. You had Germany, France, Italy. We have Luxembourg, Belgium and Netherlands. These were the 6 countries which were initially part of European Coal and Steel Community, which has formed European Union over a period of time. Right, guys? So these are some of the things that we need to see. Yes. Along with this, as you are aware, Catalonia, it is in border of Spain and France. As it was important from referendum, see this once. Second referendum we saw was with respect to Kurds. So when I say Turkey, you have border, Syria, you have border, Iraq and Iran. These are the four places where Kurds are actually present. Turkey, Syria, Iraq, Iran. And they want to make Kirkuk as their capital, where oil is actually present. Referendum was there in Catalonia. Referendum was also there in Kurds. So important to see where they are spread. The next place which is important is Jogigoppa of India, where this is considered as the most important place closer to your Siliguri corridor, where from here to Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar and also to all the northeastern states, India is actually planning to have routes. So this will definitely be important. Jogigoppa, where is it present? It is in Assam. Rail, waterways, yes, and airways, roadways, everything they want to make it as a junction. Next, guys, as I told you, Central Asia is very, very important. We are planning to connect Persian Gulf to Central Asia. My suggestion is, similar to ASEAN, I want you to see the capitals of Central Asian countries, and I want you to arrange the capitals from north to south or west to east. So again, as I told you, these two I want you people to do. Please see Central Asia, west to east, north to south. Whenever India plays cricket match in any other continent, then that particular continent or country becomes important. South Africa is important because of that. I want you to see certain towns like Cape Town, right? Then East London, Johannesburg, Durban, right? Please arrange these from west to east. That should be fine. And I want you to know Swaziland and Lesotho, right? So Lesotho and Swaziland are also important. See guys, please arrange the cities of South Africa, Cape Town, East London, Johannesburg, Durban, Pretoria, Kimberley if you want. Please arrange them from west to east, and also see Lesotho and Swaziland once. That should be fine. Then, not so important, but because of the famine which is present in this particular country, Venezuela we have to see. Many people say that Venezuela has oil, right? Where is the oil present? Maracaibo. Even though they have rich oil reserves, they have famines because of the political crisis. So guys, these are some of the issues that we need to see with respect to geography through maps. So as I keep telling, see last year's as well and see this year's. I have tried to be factually correct. Wherever you get doubt, please try to cross check it again, right? With the help of map itself, you have to revise. Don't revise it separately. At last, I just want to repeat again. We are starting new batches for GS, Geography in June. Those who are interested can come down to Hyderabad. We have offline. Those who can't, you can also see online classes. We will provide mentorship programs where mains answer writing for both GS and optional will be provided. For current affairs, guys, please follow our magazine. Any doubts, any time, as I have given you the number, you can contact me at any time. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching. All the best.